Hey guys, King in the North here, back with some more Divinity 2 with my main man, Bob.
Hey
everybody, how's it going?
Last episode, we finally made it to the famous town of rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar. This episode, Bob is going to start off by talking to this dog here, and then we're going to head over to the gallows, possibly, depending on what the dog has for us.
What are you looking at? I'm sick here. Get lost.
I'm gonna ask what ails it, besides a Cockney accent.
Got a pain in the neck. Got a bad pain in the neck.
It flinches. A low, threatening growl builds within its throat.
You're safe among friends.
Under the collar, you find the sharpened points of metal rivets, gouging the poor dog's skin. The dog bares its teeth at you and growls.
Smells worse over
I'm
here
gonna help
than
it.
a
The
dozen
dog gives you a
raw
long,
eggs
hard
and
stare, but does not bite you. Yet. The dog goes to bite your hand, and then realizes the pain is gone.
Who will? Hey, I feel okay. Thanks, woman. I think I'll wander off now. Here, before I go, what can I do to show my gratitude? Keeping it together,
You know, I'm not a victim blamer, so I'm just gonna let him go.
Okay.
But I'll assume it was the beggar next to him.
Never forget it.
We'll kill him next time we're here.
Okay. Yeah, I see that is a red flag now on the map, or mini map.
Oh, that's true. Confront the beggar for his cruelty. That's the quest log, the sentence.
As long as you stay.
Welcome
put,
to Drift.
stay. Are you sure?
Alright, what's up ahead? Oh, okay.
Come now. Is this really necessary?
Alright, I imagine as soon as we get closer, that's going to engage combat, so it's probably better if we, get up here with our...
I'll agree.
Alright. I will approach from this side. There's no, there's water barrels. I don't think there's anything else.
Necessary?
Yeah, I don't see any other props.
It says that she's grounded. I think she's the opposite of grounded, to be honest with you. But,
Agreed.
A Magister guard approaches. Behind her, on the gallows, two lizards. One in a Magister uniform hangs dead from her neck. The other hangs from her hands, still alive.
Step away from the prisoner, Red Scales! She's hanging by her hands because the boss don't want her dead just yet. She's a tough one, Meister Seaver. She's a seeker, and she's a bloody traitor.
she's a traitor. You've heard of the Seekers.
What have you heard? Have you heard that they killed our beloved Alexander? She was part of the Order. Knew Alexander personally. Alexander trusted her, at least as far as you can trust her, you know, one of you. Anyway, to repay that trust, the Meister gave Alexander up to his enemies. She wasn't there when Alexander fell, but White Magister Raymond uncovered the truth. She's as guilty as any of them, and I reckon she got off lightly. I'd have had her flayed alive with a salted bullwhip.
Flayed alive with a salted bullwhip. I think she is a Bolton.
Agreed.
Do you even know what they've done to
I'll tell her she's, we're gonna set free, our friend here. It'd be best if she would stand aside.
You're going to... what, now? She betrayed Alexander. I'd sooner die than free her.
Should I try to use a strength persuasion and we can just kill him afterwards anyway?
I like it.
I pulled it off.
I'll regret this, I know I will. Alright. I'll stand aside.
You just admitted to killing Alexander, and then she was like,
Oh, shoot them! Shoot them!
"Oh, okay." Where's she? I'm not.
Got away. They just like straight up
was
ran
still in
away.
The
conversation.
lizard hangs from the gibbet, her face blooded and her scales discolored. Her eyes are
It's
closed,
upsetting.
but her tongue flickers as you approach.
Welcome to Driftwood, God-woken.
One bloody eye cracks open, glittering gold appearing from beneath
Only
the
you weren't so
swollen lid.
persuasive.
They were really scared. I guess I was that stronger persuasion.
Chased you all the way here from Fort Joy, did they? Very well then, cut me down. There is work to be done. Or indeed you could stand there still as a boiled lobster. You seem to have mastered that look.
The Meister bares her teeth, stained a deep pink by her blood, and growls.
Malady is unfortunately mistaken. I cannot train you, but I can certainly help you on your path. As long as I am free of this rope.
Sure, her she'll be freed. Curious how she knew you got woken.
The lizard grimaces, shifting awkwardly as she dangles.
I am in intense pain, Kin. You are either insufferably cruel or insufferably stupid. Be quick about it. Who knows when that Magister might return? God's teeth, it feels good to move again. Now, best scurry off before that Magister wanders back. Meet me at my home in Driftwood, and we can see what you're made of.
We rescued her. She told us to follow her home. That's the quest log.
Yeah. That's pretty much what she said.
Okay. I can't speak lizard. She looks terrible.
Yeah, she's in pretty rough shape. Did she just walk across the water?
Yeah, there. I guess there's a little
Oh, okay. I thought she just
water
like
walkway.
thought
Oh,
she
the
was
house
like
is right
pulled
here.
Jesus Christ or something like that and just walked across.
The Meister sits slumped in a chair, looking around the room as she works her shoulder with one hand. It looks like it was dislocated by the gallows.
She might have a dislocated shoulder.
Damnable red cloak baboons ransacking my wardrobes, as if I would keep ancient valuable secrets in a pile with my unmentionables.
She takes a deep breath, and with a twist, a click, and a screech of pain, she shoves her shoulder back into its socket.
I healed her.
I think you fixed her shoulder.
I swear by the seven if we did not have more important matters to attend to.
Reaching across the table, she pulls a bowl of hot water towards her and fishes some bandages, a needle, and thread out of a box. She slowly starts to tend to her wounds.
At least the barbarians were unable to club their way into my vault, so everything you need should be safe.
The Meister turns to you, her eyes wide with worry.
Oh, pardon. I'm so sorry. How could I have forgotten? Thank you so much. Thank you for rescuing me after they had already strung me up. After they had tortured me for days. After they...
She stops mid-shout, descending into a fit of coughing, wheezing, and groaning. She glowers at you as she slowly regains her
She hates
composure.
you.
If we are quite finished with politeness, there is so much to do.
We're ready.
On a weekday, my word.
No enthusiasm on a weekend. It's time off.
We shall begin once we have the tools we
Seriously.
need from my vault. You may have been chosen Godwoken, but becoming divine requires more than a supernatural pat on the head. Come, Godwoken. It is time to see just how awake you are.
Time to see how woke we are.
Fortunately, the Magisters pay as much attention to art as they do to fashion.
It's
Kindly remove
2020,
that
so we're
painting from
woke
the wall.
AF.
Alright, so... She
It
gonna...
really is quite simple. In the corner, there's a painting. Remove it and push the button behind. The
Okay, there's a
combination-
painting Gotta move it and push a button.
I
This
pray
one?
my
Oh, there you go.
instructions will. Your talent for following simple instructions fills me with wonder and pride. Push the button. Now, kindly go to the vault and enter the combination. I shall call it out as you go.
A stone door lies flush with the floorboards. Etched whorls in the granite frame a delicate rotary dial. Gleaming under the dim light, taking your time,
3.
you carefully enter the combination. The metallic sounds of the tumblers
5.
falling within the mechanism let you know you entered the code correctly.
Did it?
22.
Excellent.
Oh,
Follow
good job.
me. Your time is at hand, Godwoken.
Did you go in there before her? Oh, man.
Oops.
Feel free to pick up how well I catch my breath. Come speak
Ancient
to me when you
runes,
wish to proceed.
weird contraptions.
And try not
This
to break
place is
anything
an
in the
arcanist's
meantime.
dream.
Okay. It's me to speak to her now that we're in her weird sex dungeon here. That.
The Meister is examining her wounds, prodding at this, wincing at that. Her face seems grim as she turns to you.
Do you know what it means to have the power of the divine, Godwoken?
See, it means total responsibility to others.
Just so. To accept divinity is to accept responsibility for the lives of every person and beast that walks Rivellon. If granted divinity, you would have the power of all 7 gods at your disposal. You could heal any wound, pull islands from the sea, right any injustice. But make no mistake, the divine has only one duty: to protect this world from the void. The divine cannot use his power for anything else.
We understand.
Very well, then. Let's see if we can't snatch divinity from the jaws of the void. The ritual itself is quite simple. Drop some blackroot in the bowl, mix in a little blood, set the concoction aflame, and then inhale the smoke.
Seems pretty
What?
simple for summoning a demon.
Ignore any feelings of dizziness, burning in your lungs, or a dire sense of existential dread. They're all perfectly normal, although you will need to sacrifice a little sauce along the way.
Hopefully death isn't a side effect of
Everything
this.
you need is here. The ingredients are in the cupboard, the sauce in the fountain. The ritual is described in the tome by the bookcase, and, well, I'm sure a fine reptile like yourself will have no trouble summoning some fire.
The Meister looks back at her wounds, curiously prodding them as fresh blood oozes out, staining her claws.
Quite.
You still talking?
I'm just
Mind
talking
you,
about her wounds.
Being torn asunder by a
Okay, I
void
sent
Vulcan would be
Thane
even more
a
inconvenient.
poison bomb and
So if you
boots to
wouldn't
identify.
mind,
The Meister points sharply to the ingredients cupboard.
and do not lose anything. These ingredients are rare indeed. I'm not hiking back out to the cloisterwood to fetch you more blackroot.
Alright. Intelligence boots. Which actually have armor, unlike.
Well, there you go.
Actually, I don't even know what the hell his shoes are for, except for just being able to put nails on them to make him immune of slipping.
It's that simple.
Alright, did you get started on that at all, or?
No, I didn't open her cupboard here. Actually, it's a clockwork, so I think each time you open it, you just get the shit.
Grabbing the Earth Essence right now. Oh, did you make the mixture? No, you're cutting yourself. Excuse me,
Yeah.
cutting yourself. Alright, did it on. Alright, and we'll just inhale.
As you suck the smoke deep into your lungs, your vision starts to swim and cloud. There is an intense pounding in your head, and you can feel the world fading. The smoke burns your lungs, but you don't feel any different. Your vision slowly starts to clear. You're still standing exactly where you were, a faint burning sensation in your chest. Perhaps this ritual is not... As you suck the smoke deep...
I think you might have to inhale that.
It said it wasn't meant for me, unless it's Los's. I
As you
don't
suck
know.
the smoke deep into your lungs, your vision starts to swim and cloud. There is an...
Are you simple?
No.
Perform the
Try faint.
ritual. Ingredients in the cupboard, ritual in the book, source in the fountain.
As you suck the smoke deep in... As the world fades away, you lose all sense of being grounded. You reach out, but you could feel
Oh, I think I
yourself
might have gotten
falling
it.
slowly, sinking into the
Okay.
depths of your own soul.
Yeah, got it.
Recess of my soul. But it looks like the Hall of Echoes.
I think all I had to do was talk to her because she mentioned the ritual or something. I don't know.
Oh.
Bathed in the half-light of
Oh, me
these
too.
starless barrens, you spot a figure you could only describe as a second self. It looks haggard and weak, its very voice but a feeble echo of your own.
Red Prince, come. Come closer, so that you may see me as I truly look me in the eyes.
The apparition clasps your face in its shaking hands. You suddenly feel your eyes tingle. Everything becomes brighter, sharper. Blacks and whites become glorious bursts of color, then fade back into their accustomed spectrum.
Blind eyes, shine brightly. Speak the spell, and see.
Wow. Gain the sixth sense.
Please, speak.
Fuck. Soft sit.
God is the strange mirror image of yourself. Before you stands the goddess Zolstissa in all her spectral glory.
You know me now, don't you? I saved you from drowning. I blessed you, made you powerful. And now I've come to seek some power in return. Your god-woken soul is my last refuge, my last bastion. May as well make the best of what you have to offer.
Zolstissa nourishes herself from the source that abounds in your presence. You feel it deep down inside yourself.
Ah, yes. Just what I needed. I tell you, dying just doesn't become a god.
I'll ask her what's
The
happening.
void itself is hunting down the gods, leeching us in ways we never thought possible. Droplet by droplet, we are being drained. We're battling for our very survival. It's a battle we're losing, and should we truly lose, all will be cast into oblivion. To save us both, as a matter of fact. You must realize, Red Prince, that our fates are now as one, just as our souls are now as one. We are I. Together we are a force to be reckoned with. But if we seek to survive the onslaught of the Void, we stand no chance unless we become vastly more powerful than we are now. That means there is but one place we can go. The Well of Ascension.
It doesn't ring a bell.
It is a lake, a pool of pure source, in which the powers of the seven
Is it
lie
a lake or a
united.
pool?
Ugh. I guess it's more of like a pool for a god, I guess.
We gave them up freely to create the first divine. Each of us donated half of that which makes us gods. To bathe in the lake is to become our chosen. That is where the road to divinity leads. And you must be the first to reach it at all costs. I know. Or did you think I chose you for those ember eyes alone? One must never enter into any endeavor, though, without realizing the stakes. The void is stronger than ever. A new divine won't be enough. You need to go to the Well of Ascension. Not to bathe in the source of the Seven, but to take it. All of it. Only he who claims everything will be everything. The Void's doom, this world's liberator. I hope you understand them to their full extent. The other gods must either bow to you, or be undone. But of course, that is what they are saying to their own god Woken as we speak. We both know they won't bow, just like we both know you will never bow to them. Only one can become a god strong enough to safeguard our world. One at the expense of all others. So make no mistake, Red Prince. Chances are the road to divinity will be paved with dead gods. Their blood on your blood-red hands. But don't let that dismay you. For these sins will be washed clean by the knowledge you committed them to save all of existence. To save your kin, and your loved ones, and your empire. I promise that yours alone will be the powers of the lake. And to the lake I will lead you. But not yet. Not until you become a true master of the Source. Until you speak the language of creation itself. Our journey will be fraught with peril. It is a pilgrimage of challenges that will require you to command Source like only a god Woken can, and wield its most powerful spells.
Say that if you become a master of Source, surely better tutor than yourself.
Laughter rolls and echoes into infinity.
You flatter me, my prince. But if all I had to do was give, you would long since have received. We are I now. The spells you need to know I will teach you when you are ready. But first you must learn to channel the Source in greater volumes. That is why you need to seek masters of the Source. You must make them teach you, so that you may become a master in turn. So, return to Rivellon, and seek out these sages where they dwell. Convince them to share with you their deep-seated bond with the Source. Once you have, you may return to me here.
We'll take our leave.
Best of luck, Red Prince.
Right, so let's find the sages. How do I talk to her again and she punches me in the face?
Go through that
Go
dust
now, Red
bunny portal.
Oh, there it is.
Also, I didn't want to hear my guy talk, so I just jammed and I came. So she just started up.
The spirit of an elegant elven woman materializes before you. She seems surprised.
You can see me. A god Woken in my presence. I am the Meister's apprentice. I study under her, but I do not learn. I hear tales of the ritual, of what lies beyond. Such wonders, such powers. I decide to pursue them myself. Meister tells me it cannot happen, that I am not god Woken. But in my heart, I know I'm special. I try. I burn the root. I breathe the smoke and it burns me back. No air fills my lungs, only fire. When the darkness falls, I cannot cry out. I leave my life behind with a shameful whimper.
The spirit looks at you regretfully.
It is hard to hear of such power and not covet it for yourself. I lie to myself and convince myself that I am special. But I am not special. I am dead.
Or dead.
I don't know how this
Still
conversation
alive.
goes. All right.
Gods above, there might be something to you after all.
She leans in, her bloody tongue flickering hungrily about your face.
Tell me, what did you see? What you know?
I'm gonna tell her about the Sugar Plum Fairy.
The Meister's eyes flash with fury, but she holds her tongue and steps back.
You are not a pile of ash, so the ritual was a success, albeit partially. You had all the material requirements, so I can only assume your source was lacking. That is unfortunate. You may well have that potential, but at the same time, how to put this? I don't trust you to tie your bootlaces without accidentally hanging yourself, let alone controlling the powers of creation. So we must seek alternatives. Alas, the only Source Masters not yet hauled off to Fort Joy or turn into meat puppets are those too dangerous or cunning for the Magisters to contain. Sorcerers that allowed their power to corrupt them. Many are wicked, cruel, vile, and generally not good teacher material, but we may have no others to turn to. Just so, some of these are quite dark, twisted individuals. The kind of creatures that grew bored pulling the legs from spiders and so moved on to people. However, it is the path we walk, no matter what the cost. No matter what is asked of you.
The Meister doubles over in a violent coughing fit, struggling for breath. After a few moments, she regains her composure, wiping a thin smear of blood from the corner of her mouth.
No matter what is asked of you, you must learn from them.
Where they at, though?
The Magisters have kept ledgers with all known sorcerers, especially the powerful ones not yet captured. They would be an invaluable resource. But do be careful not to get caught. I was their guest for a time, and I promise you the gallows was the most comfortable part of the experience. And if their barracks turns out to be as empty as their skulls, just try to keep an ear to the ground. There may still be powerful sorcerers hiding in these lands.
As she speaks, one of her wounds reopens, a dark red stain spreading across her tunic. She hisses in frustration and starts to bind the gash.
I wish there was more I could do, but in this condition, I would be more a hindrance than a boon. Godspeed, and remember, do whatever it takes.
Okay, get well soon.
Right, well, our path is now clear.
The squirrel seems to be flicking through.
Not so much for Sir Jorah, for Sir Laura.
As he goes. After some...
Anyway.
Did he have a new exclamation point?
Yeah, he had a new exclamation point. Just you know, doing his normal thing. For now, I'm going to call that an episode because we're almost at 30 minutes, and by the time we get into something and get started, it'll definitely be too long. So for now, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. See you all in the next episode. Peace.